Yo yo, RX back again with a recap. A recap of UFC Vegas 37 Smiths versus Spann. It was a fun card. Pretty crazy card. Yeah, ups and downs I would say. I did decent on picks, not getting too many wrong. A few, but they were spread out. And yeah, you know what to do. Like, comment, notice, yada 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 yada. But yeah, you know me. Don't like these quick intros, or I don't like these long intros. So yeah, let's get into it, baby. First fight on the card: Hannah 24K Goldie versus Emily Spitfire Whitmire. Um, hmm, what pretty much what happened in this fight was Goldie got taken down by Whitmire and got dominated, but then out of nowhere flipped this crazy elbow, armbar, and got the W. Always, it's cool seeing Goldie get back in the win column finally after a two-fight skid. Sorry, got my voice. Yeah, it's cool to see her get back in there after two fights skid being the dog. Somehow, I don't know how she was a dog in this fight. Makes no sense. But, yeah, not much I can say about a 4 minute and 17-second fight. That was just grappling most of it. So, I picked Goldie to win by decision. I did not pick sub round one. I don't think many people picked sub, yeah. Sub was the least picked thing by people who picked Goldie on Tapology at least. So cool to see her get the win. One of my she over the last year-ish has become one of my favorites. Woman fighters. Always cool to see her on the card. We'll probably see her back in there soon. I don't know against who. A lot of these fights I don't have a next fight plan for them, but we'll see her back in there. This was a do or die fight for her, and she did. She's gonna stay, but poor thing for her opponent, Whitmire, she's probably gone. She's now 4-5 on a 3-fight skid, and not winning in what, a year and a half, 2 years. So she's probably gone. If they keep her around, they must really think she's good, or they just like her. I don't think Whitmire's that good. I have no idea how she was the minus 125 favorite, but odd makers be tripping, you know. Great win by Goldie, and yeah, it's gonna be cool to see her back in the octagon. Probably around the end of the year. I think she can get one more in, maybe a few more if she doesn't take too much damage. She didn't take much this time, so who knows when we could see her. After that, we got Gustavo Lopez versus Alatang Heli. I think I said that right, because I know I said it wrong on my breakdown, but I had no idea how to say his name then. Now I think I got it right. Yeah, you know if it's either good or shit when it goes to draw, and I don't know, like, I don't want to talk about this fight too much because it was a draw, but if I had to give it to you how I saw it, it was a close round one, but I think it was kind of not too clear, but I scored it for Lopez. Round two was all Alatang, and round three was pretty close, but I think uh, I had the fight going to Lopez, and the only reason and if you don't know why it was a draw, in round three, Alatang kept grabbing the cage, so Keith Peterson took a point, which made it a draw. It was a fine fight, nothing special. I didn't expect much. Yeah, I had it 29-27 Lopez. But I seem to be one of the few people who scored the fight for him. So, And I didn't even pick him. I picked Alatang by decision, so I wanted Alatang to win. But I still scored for Lopez, so for all the people who think I'm biased when it comes to decisions, I'm not, so. I had the fight going to Lopez, but judges didn't. It was a fine fight, like I said, and, yeah, not much to say. It was a draw, which they're both losers. And I hope the UFC doesn't run this back, because I know they like to do that after draws. Or no contest. Look at Eric Anders and Darren Stewart, so don't run it back, but good fight, and we probably will see them both back in there eventually. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about a draw too much, you know. After that, the first fight I got wrong on the card, and I'll tell you why. Carlston Harris versus Impa Kasanganay. You know, if you watch my breakdown, you know I did not pick a winner for this fight because I had no idea. I wish I still didn't pick a winner because when I made my picks last night, because I always do them right before I go to bed on Friday, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going Impa. Why I went Impa, I don't know. Impa sucks. He stiff as fuck, he ain't that good. So, great Carlston, well, I'll get to him in a second. I'll get to the controversy, I think, at least, in a second, but Carlston looked good. He got the knockdown. He was pretty much outstriking Impa the whole time till he got a knockdown, and then he went in for a finish. But if you watch the finish, he's punching Impa in the back of the head, like point blank, right behind the ear. Maybe bad angle, because they were showing it from the other. He was punching him on the right side, and they were showing it from Impa's left side. So maybe just a bad angle, but those punches looked high up. They didn't look like hooks to the face like a normal fighter would do. They looked high up. So I think that should have been talked about a little more. Not really anyone talked about that. You know, when one of my boys on Twitter brought it up, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. So, it should have been talked about more. Carlston won either way. He was probably gonna win. I should have picked him, honestly. I don't think he's that good, though. I know a lot of people are on his dick right now. But he beat Christine Aguilera and Impa. Garbage and garbage, so. We'll see Carlston in the UFC. He didn't take any damage, really, so I could see, like, November. So. And for Impa, man. I don't know what's wrong with Impa. He looked good in his Contender Series and Maki Pitolo fight. Buckley took his soul. Then he got a good win against Sasha, but Sasha kind of sucks and got whooped by Carlston. There was I guess, he beats shit fighters like Maki Pitolo and Sasha Palatnikov, but he can't win against better competition. I was gonna say top guys, but better competition. I think Impa has a ton of potential, but there's just something not working there. What is it? I don't know. But hopefully by next time we see him, he can get it figured out. Am I gonna pick him next time out? I really don't want to, but based on who he's fighting, I might. So, I don't know. Great performance by the underdog Carlston Harris. I don't know if I said this in my breakdown, but I think it definitely should have been 110 each with how close it was. But, odds makers were wrong. Carlston did get the finish, and yeah. Impa, I don't know what's your problem, bro, but you gotta fix your shit. Good performance by Harris. After that, you got an ass beating Ern Blanchfield versus Sarah Alpar. Sorry. This was just domination. That minus 400 for Blanchfield is criminal. Should have been minus 900 with how the fight went. That was a 30-25. Literally, two judges scored it 30-25. If someone wins 30-25, you know that's a domination. Great. I picked Blanchard, of course. I'm not an idiot. And she fucking dominated. She looked good. She's only 22. Keep that in mind. She's 22 beating a, I don't know, a vet, but someone who's been in there with a lot. Sarah Alper. She whooped her. Bonafide domination. Probably the, most one-sided fight on the card. Looking at the card, like, out of all of the fights that went along, of course, not gonna, the first round finishes and shit like that are more domination, but this was the most dominating performance on the card by a landslide. That minus 400, man, like I said, too low. And for her opponent, Alper, she's done in the UFC. She's, what, on 2-3 fight skid now? Let me check. I didn't do much research. I just turned on the recorder. Yeah, she's on 2 fight skid, losing to pretty good competition, JRC and Blanchfield. Then before that, on a 3 fight streak against, 2 UFC. So she's 2-2 in the UFC. They might give her one more. But after back-to-back dominating losses, the last win being in around the same time, around the same month, in 2019, in 2019 will be her last win, and she ain't that consistent of a fighter. They might give her one more fight. She'll probably lose. She is 30, so I don't know. I don't think there's much light at the end of the tunnel for her anymore. But what do I know, you know? Great performance by Blanchfield. If I was to give bonuses, I would think about giving her one, honestly. I think she would be one of the three fighters on this card I give a bonus. She did not get a bonus, which I'll get to the bonuses at the end of the recap, but she probably should have got one. 30-25. That's pretty good. Great performance by Blanchfield. No opponent, of course. I like that. I don't have many opponent ideas. I think I got like 2. But yeah. Great performance by Blanchfield and Alpar. I don't know what to really say. Next fight after that, you got Montel Jackson versus JP Buys. Well, all the Montel Jackson hype should be dead. He could not finish JP Buys. But he broke a record in knockdowns. You knocked down JP Buys 5 times. Also coming in on short notice, JP Buys 5 times and couldn't get to finish. His fight IQ is god awful. Like all the morons who are hyping up Montel. What do you gotta say for this? Yes, he easily won the fight, but how? If you would have finished him within the first 2 rounds, then I would still be like, okay, maybe he still got something there. He went 3 rounds with JP Buys, knocking him down 5 times. So, and round 1 being pretty close, but obviously Montel won round 1, but still a close round. I don't know. And if I have to talk about JP, how of a performance coming out of I think a week notice, if that. Like he got dominated, but round 1 he put up a great performance. 2 and 3 he just got dominated. Respect for him coming in on short notice and not getting knocked out. I don't know if that's his trophy to hold or not, but yeah, I think we know who in the Buys family wears the gloves, if you know what I mean. Yeah, good for Buys coming in and showing he's something. He will fight the UFC again, maybe. He'll fight like 1 or 2 more fights. Even if he loses his next fight, I think they'll keep him around till his contract ends. Just for his wife dominating. And then for Montel, like I said, I don't know how anyone could be on this guy's hype train anymore, personally. Like, if I was a fan of his, I would be pretty mad. You really couldn't finish JP buys. I don't know. You were my 50 favorite and you won. But you didn't look good doing it. Okay performance by Montel and JP. Thanks for coming on short notice and saving Montel. I guess, I don't know. After that, you got Zurong versus Brandon Jenkins. Another short nose replacement guy who came in on short notice and put on a good performance. Jenkins came in on even shorter notice than JP Buys and put on a better performance. No, but I don't like to shit on JP Buys after his performance, but like 4 days notice Jenkins came in on, so. And I'm not gonna give Zurong as much shit in this one as I did Montel because 2 reasons. He's young as fuck, he's the youngest guy on the roster, and 2, Jenkins is not bad. He's not JP Buys. I'm not, like, the only way I can talk about the fight is saying Zoo whooped him for 2.5 rounds and then with like 25 seconds left got a, 35 seconds left got a really weird finish. And by weird I mean he was hitting him as Jenkins was getting up, and Keith Peterson, I believe, pulled them apart and ended the fight. Well, Jenkins got up and ran like halfway across the cage. I wouldn't have stopped it. I would have let Zoo get the decision. But I picked a knockout in the first, so I got semi-perf off of it, so I'm not too mad. He did come in as the -250 favorite. Like I said, I know how he could have been a lock for some people, but he wasn't for me. The only lock on the card I had was Montel Jackson, and he was kinda ass, so, yeah. Not much to say about some of these fights. It's just either it was a domination or some dumb shit happened, and this was just domination. Jenkins might get in a UFC fight with how decent he looked, and Zoo will, but I feel the bad thing to do, I think, is gonna be like Chase Hooper. He's gonna take his lumps in his next fight, just like Chase Hooper did. He won his first fight or 2 and then took his lumps. So good luck, Zoo. You're gonna need it. Jenkins, thanks for stepping on short notice. Good fight. Pretty good fight. After that, I got a lot to talk about in this one. Raquel, Robbery, Pennington versus Pani, Kinva. This is a robbery. I know. I've been getting a lot of shit. I've been a lot of shit for calling this fight a robbery on the socials, but it was a robbery. Like, how could you not say this was a robbery? The way I think, like, I think it's kind of clear that this was a robbery. Raquel only won round 2. Round 1 and 3 were to Kinva, so I don't know, if I just don't know how fighting works or not, but if you win 2 out of the 3 rounds, you're the winner by 29-28. And the thing that pissed me off more about this fight, it was a UD. How the fuck is this not at least a split? Like, Rocky looked good, I'll give her that, but she won. I don't see giving round 3 to her, because obviously, if you score this fight for Rocky, you've given her 2 and 3. And I'm just not giving her round 3. I guess you could throw it up to close fight. You can't call it a robbery. That's stupid. Well, like that, I'm not shitting on Rocky. It wasn't a. It's not the worst decision in the world. I'll put it on my robbery list, which I'll release all my rankings for the whole year at the end of the year I might show them if you want to see that. But it's not the worst robbery. It's not even the worst woman's robbery of the year. That's Marina Maverick and Macy Barber. But it's still not a good decision. If I have to talk about Pani, besides calling it robbery, she looked good. The bad thing's Pani, she always gets in these close fights. The Alexis Davis fight, she had the same problem. People called that a robbery when I think that was a lot more clear who won than this one. So, probably, like, let's just put my robbery aside. If I had to say fight of the night, this would have been it. It's a good fight, really good fight. If I had no dog in this, if I had no horse in this race, then great fight. But picking Kinva, no, I'm not biased, and watching the fight as a judge, I don't know how you give this fight to Rocky. So, if I have to give Rocky a fight idea, she just beat the number 13th ranked, 12th, sorry. So I think she'd fight like Lena Landsberg, Sarah McMahon, Julia Aguilera, someone like that. So, not good. Again, I'm not saying it's the robbery of the year. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying a robbery. It should have went Panny's way. Rocky won. Raquel is the best fighter with the nickname Rocky in the UFC. Fight me. After that, we got the preliminary headliner. Tafflon Nicholi versus Slow Mike Rodriguez. This is a lot like the Blanchard fight, but just a lot less of an ass whooping. It was a clear 30-27 for Tafflon, because he just out everything Mike. He just out MMA'd Mike. If that would even make sense thinking about it. But no, the Tafflon just looked great. He's still green, trust me, he's still very green in the cage, but he looked good. He looked really good. Is Mike Rodriguez the best fighter to beat? No. Is Mike Rodriguez gonna fight in the UFC again? With how UFC been cutting fighters lately, I doubt it. I would be a little surprised if Rodriguez fights in the UFC again. He's now on really a 2-fight skid. He really beat Ed Herman, but in his last 6, draw with Josh Allen, lost to Don Ong, beat Pracknell, beat Herman, lost. And even in the UFC, he's in his 8 UFC fights, he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's 3-1 in the UFC. They might give him one more fight, and I'm saying one more generously, because he did not look good. He's not looked good since the Herman fight, which he won. So, I don't know. And then Tafflon, again, he looked great. And UFC, please, Tafflon versus William Knight 2. Put it on UFC 270 in January, or even 269. Give me that fight, Dana, please. But Tafflon looked great. He didn't get the knockout in the second like I predicted. I wish he did. And yeah, I don't know, like, it seems like I'm rushing through a lot of these breakdowns, but with some of them, they're just like, what do I really gotta say? Oh, domination. Not much I could say, you know. Great performance by Tafflon and Nicholi. So that was the prelims. We had 6 more fights to recap. The prelims were for prelims having a ranked women's fighter and a bunch of prospects, pretty good. But to open the main card, we had Joaquin Buckley versus Antonio Arroyo. This guy went a lot really not what I expected. The first 2 rounds were pretty close. I think a lot of people scored it for Antonio. And then in round 3, Buckley came out and knocked him out. We all know Arroyo is pretty much a first round fighter. I think they're like eating Kuti Lava, but we'll get to him in a little bit. I didn't really pay attention to most of this fight, but to what I did pay attention to, it was a good fight. It was fun. Buckley had a bad hematoma on his head by the end of the fight. He really must got beat. And if the fight went to decision, Antonio would have probably won. But he got knocked out. He got stopped. But all 5 of Buckley's fights have ended by knockout. Let's hope that streak continues. And if I have to talk about Antonio besides the fight, he's probably gonna get cut. He's on a 3-fight skid now. Buckley sent his post like, keep this guy. He's tough as nails, or something like that. But on a 3-fight skid, losing to Andre Mooney, Dion Wynn, and Buckley, or Darren Wynn. Not looking great in his losses either. He's probably done. I'll be amazed if they give him one more fight, honestly. Because I don't think he's earned it, personally. 1 second. Fuck my voice. But, yeah, Buckley looked great at times. I still don't think Buckley is all the hype that he was before or after the knockout, and even now he's still hyped for some reason, even though he had 1 good performance, 2 good performances. He got flatlined by Holland, he got flatlined by Churko, and he went to a close fight with Arroyo. And in the 2 fights he won, Impa and Jordan Wright or something, 2 cans. Was it Jordan Wright? Yeah, Jordan Wright. Yeah, 2 cans. Whoopie-doo. He'll live in the UFC highlight reel forever, but I don't think he'll ever be holding a belt or even ranked. So, good performance by Buckley. I wanna see him against, I don't know, someone. I don't know. They gotta do something with him. They can't feed him something that sucks, but they can't feed him something that's too good right now. We gotta see how good he really is. And in his first 5 fights in UFC, he just seems like he's like he's aight. So that's what I think. So I'm not on the Buckley train. Never really was. But good performance, I guess. After that, the fight I didn't care about in the slightest, and I still don't. Nate Maness versus Tony Gravely. Why was this fight on the main card? Yeah, I get it was a pretty interesting fight at times, but I didn't care for it at all. I think there's a lot better fights. I don't know, the 13th ranked woman's fighter you put on the fucking prelims. But to recap the fight, Gravely, it was a close fight in round 1 until like 10 seconds when Gravely dropped Nate with a right hook, if I'm correct, and would have got the finish if there was more time on the clock, but obviously round ended. And in round 2, Nate came in and knocked him out. A lot of people think comeback of the year. No. I think comeback of the year off the top of my head, Bronx and Michael Chandler, but people like to jump the gun. I think we all know MMA fans like to jump the gun on shit way too easily. And then, to talk about the fighters, Tony, to talk about both fighters, I don't think these guys are that good. Nate looked subpar in round 1 and then got lucky in round 2, and Gravely just looked meh. Look, I'm not gonna talk about this fight too much, but it just, like, it doesn't interest me. This fight never did. Even on pay-per-view, even after the fight, during the fight, never was. So, I know Nate did get a bonus, which is really the only bonus I would have been semi-okay with you giving on the fight of the night. But giving just Nate a bonus is like, really? I wouldn't have gave a bonus to either because I don't think either are that good. So, decent fight, but I really didn't care for it. After that, you got Armin Traskyan. I'm fucking stupid. Versus Christos Giagos. Armin ran in there and fucking killed him. 2 minutes and he ran in there and just killed him. That's all I need to say. I'm not recap the fight. He ran in there and murked him. Armin is no joke. I think he's a shittier Islam Makhachev, but who doesn't look shit compared to Islam Makhachev? Yeah, am I calling Armin a future champion? Not right now. But with him only being 24 and looking this good, dude, he has at least another 15 years. Hell, let's say 15 more years in the UFC? Dude, he could easily be champion. He is, what, 14th ranked right now, if I'm correct? Yeah, he's 14th. He'll probably move up, like, to 13th, maybe. And I think they should give him Gregor Gillespie or Diego Ferreira. I think that'd be a good fight. He didn't take any damage, really. He could fight November, December, easily. So, the minus 850 favorite, biggest favorite on the card, did win. And, yeah, talk about Christos. I'm like, can you really be mad at the guy? He lost to R-Man. I'm not gonna call him a bum because he lost to R-Man. Yeah, he did get knocked out, but R-Man's no joke. Not like he got knocked out by fucking James Vick, so great performance by R-Man. I think he did get a bonus, or yeah, he got a bonus, and yeah, I would have called him one of my locks of the card, but I think that's common sense. It's like saying, I think I think the women's fight's gonna go to decision. That's my lock of the card. Like, yeah, you're probably right, but you can't really call that a lock. Common sense. But Arman would have been my second lock of the night if I didn't use the common sense. And yeah, he obviously won. I picked decision, not knockout, but still got it right. After that, a fight that was good and went the complete opposite way of how I thought it would. Ariane, the Queen of Violence, Lipsky versus Mandy Monster Bowen. Crazy fight. Crazy ass whooping. Lipsky fought like she was in minus, what was Blanchard's 300 favorite? She fought like that also. She whooped Bowen. Round 1 was close. It was close. But round 2 and 3 were just whoopings. Straight up beatings. I know a lot of people are gonna say, she didn't have to go to the ground. Even though when it did go to the ground, she looked great. And on the feet, oh my god, she was great on the feet. If we can get this Lipsky more often, am I saying champion? Let me check what division she's in. Nope. But if we can get this Lipsky more often, she's gonna be highly ranked. You know, like, I think it was Bisbing who said it on broadcast. They gave her Jojo Calderwood in her first fight for a reason. That's how good they think she is. Already fighting a ranked opponent. And now just knocking off a 7-0 undefeated fighter like it was nothing. And if I have to talk about Mandy, I think she ran into a train she didn't know was coming for her. Like, if I was Mandy, I'd be like, okay, she gotta get to the ground. She got fucking annihilated. I think she'll be back. She's still what? She's 32, now 7-1. I think she'll be back. When? I would say, let's say February next year. But yeah, she'll be back. And then for Lipsky, she didn't take much damage. I could see them putting her on a card in January. Around January. I think maybe if we're pushing it, or late December. But that might be pushing it a little bit. Because she did take a little damage, but not a lot. So, great performance by Lipsky. Shoulda got a bonus. but didn't. So, great performance, and yeah, that not what I expected. I even said my breakdown. I'm taking a Lipsky out of biased, and now I look like a genius. So, after that, the co-main, Eon Hulk Kutilaba versus Devon Brown Bear Clark. Who the fuck was that Ian Kutilaba? I don't recognize that guy. Guy who could go for 3 rounds and not gas. He looked great. Devon, like, I was watching the fight. I was like, okay, round 1 went exactly how I expected him to dominate Clark, get a 10-8. And then round 2, I was like, okay, Clark's gonna win now. Nope, Clark got even worse beaten. And so pretty much, Eon was up. Hell, we could have said 2 10-8s going into round 3 for Kutilaba. And then round 3, before round 3 started, Clark's bottom row of fucking teeth were bleeding. How did they not stop the fight right there? But besides them fucking bleeding, round 3, Clark got dominated more. Hell, you could have set a 30-25 for this fight. I don't know how you didn't. I looking at the fight again, it should have been, but man, he fucking dominated him. I picked Clark out of common sense at the time because I thought he was gonna be able to last through Kutilaba's bullshit, and he didn't at all. And if we can get what we've been saying this for a couple years now, Kutilaba, if UFC was a 1 round promotion, Kutilaba would be champion. But if we can get Kutilaba with a gas tank, I'm not saying champion, but he could be highly ranked. He was ranked without a gas tank at like fucking 12th when he fought in Goliath. So now he's fighting with a gas tank. He's gonna be scary. He's gonna be fucking scary. No fight idea for him. Maybe knowing you could get Nikita Krylov maybe, and even then that's like find a 9th ranked guy after 2 fights skid. So it's like I don't know. He's in a weird position. He'll be interesting to see what they do with Kutilaba. But yeah, great performance. Hell, another fighter who could have got Bowen for just domination. Holy shit. 3 dominations on this card. And yeah, great performance by Kutilaba. And to talk about Devon Clark, in the Smith fight, I gave him benefit of the doubt. He was fighting a super veteran, and he just got beat. Can't get mad at that. But how do you not gas Ian Kutilaba? How do you get dominated for 3 whole rounds by Ian Kutilaba? I don't know what they can do with him. He's now what, a 2 fight skid. And I think Clark's the perfect example of can't beat the big time. He beat Alonzo Manfield, not bad. Beat Townsend, beat Darko Stosic. Who? Beat Mike Rodriguez, fucking garbage. Beat Jake Collier, garbage. So his 5 UFC wins. The best one's Zoe Menafield. Besides that, not even the UFC anymore. No idea who that even is. Lost to Tafflon. Not that good. Oh, and he beat Josh Stanbury. He's beat nobody besides Zoe. So, and when he's fought real competition, Jan Blachowicz, Alexander Ratchik, Ryan Spann, Anthony Smith, Ian Kutilaba, he's lost. Can you say, oh my god, he just fought a murderer's row and the top guys? Yeah, he did. But when you get those fights, you gotta show up or show out, and he showed out. So, I don't know, I don't know what they could do with Clark. Give him someone shit. I don't know. He's in a really bad position right now. Great fight on the inside, and Clark, make sure you got your teeth. And speaking of teeth, Anthony Smith against Ryan Spann. This fight went was great and went no way I thought it would. They just started swinging, which when I was watching, I was like, Smith, what are you doing? Why are you swinging with Ryan Spann? Do you want to get knocked out? But he fucking clipped him. He hurt him, for fuck's sake. He whooped Spann. Yeah, Spann had his moments, but they were few and far between. They were few. And I think Spann's biggest mistake was pissing off Anthony Smith before the fight. If you saw the weigh-ins, he did the John Jones, and in the face-off right before the fight in the cage, he did the John Jones. And if you don't know what that is, not looking at your opponent at the face-off, which, you're not John Jones, motherfucker. All you did was piss Anthony Smith off, and yeah, if you watch the fight, he got the submission, stood up, and I'm guessing he said, look at me now, motherfucker. Because he was pissed. He almost Khabib'd him, which means post-fight. Security had to hold him away from yelling at him. Spann was fucking just trying to shake his hand. So, really good fight. And I was right. Like, just like the Devon Clark fight, they are giving these guys main events against Smith when they're not ready. Anthony Smith is a gatekeeper, trust me. I don't think he's champion. But in his next fight, I'll tell you who I think he should be. He could be. But talk a little more about Ryan Spann. Now, looking at the UFC record, he's not have that many fights. He won on Contender Series. He beat a nobody. He beat a super past his prime Nogueira. He beat Devon Clark. He barely beat Sam Alvey, and he beat Misha Sakharov. In the 2 fights he fought a real fighter, he really should have beat Johnny Walker if he had any fight IQ, and he just got dominated by Lionheart. So, he had, I don't know, looking at where he's ranked, he is ranked 11th. Give him an unranked guy. Call me crazy. No, don't call me crazy, because I think it's reasonable. Ian Cutelaba versus Ryan Spann. That fight would be fun. I think that fight would show what Spann is really made of. I don't think this fight really showed what Spann is. Against Anthony Smith, very few fighters can show their best against Anthony Smith. He's just that good. And to talk about Anthony Smith, he looked great, obviously. I think he got a performance bonus, of course he did. He's still there. He's ranked 6th. I think he should fight Dominic Reyes next. Because now, let's see, he's 6th, Dom is 5th. He'll probably move above Reyes. Hell, I could see them moving up to 4th. He called out Alexander Ratchik, which makes no sense because he already lost to him. And I look at it this way. He wants a top 5 guy, and he earned it. Glover and Yuri are fighting Jan. Ratchik already beat him, and Santos is on a losing streak and already fighting Johnny Walker. Reyes makes the most sense. They've never fought before, if I'm correct, and it'll be a banger fight. Reyes has taken a long break off. Anthony Smith really didn't take much damage, and I think they'd both be ready for a December or late December or early January matchup. I think it would make the most sense and be a great fight. Who would I have in that one? Call me crazy. I'm on Anthony Smith. I think Dominic Reyes has lost confidence after Jan, Geary. He beat John Jones, but he's done nothing. But it's not talking about Dominic Reyes. It's about Anthony Smith and Ryan Spann. Great fight. I said, I've been saying always this is a lame main event, and it was a great main event. I think this and the rest of the card was great. Great performance by Smith, and Spann. You're not John Jones. Look at your opponents next time. If you looked at your opponent, maybe you would have saw the rear naked choke coming, dog. But that's the recap to talk about how I went on my picks. I went 9 of 14, 2 perfects, 545 points. Really should have been 10 of 14 because Kinva got robbed, and Outing grabbed the cage, so it really could have been 11 of 14. But yeah, Oh, and I picked Anthony Smith by sub in the fourth. I know I said decision on my breakdown, but I was like, Spann's gonna gas and get subbed late. He didn't gas, and he got subbed early, so I'm not gonna complain. But great card. The bonuses were Anthony Smith, Armin, Nate, and Buckley. I would have done Anthony Smith, Blanchfield, Lipsky, and Armin, but that's what I would have done. And besides that, 45 minutes, goddamn. Thank you for watching. You'll see me again Friday, same time as always, 7 p.m. with a breakdown of UFC 266, which I'm fucking hyped for. And last thing, Yoel, age got to Yoel. If you watched the Phil Davis fight, he got 30, 25, 27. Sucks to see. Yoel's a legend, but age got him. But thank you for watching, and RX out. Peace.